In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Park PCS-4 work stand. This is considered more of a home mechanic work stand, but it's one that I would really recommend if you're a serious home mechanic. If you're investing in your workshop, work stand, it's a pretty good sized investment in relation to some other tools, but it's definitely one that I would highly recommend for wrenching, cleaning, that kind of thing. So let me show you the features of the stand. This stand is height adjustable, so it's got a little quick release here and you can undo it, and you can raise the stand pretty high. So if you're clamping by the seat post and you wanted to have the bike, like the bottom bracket area about chest level, you can easily do that with that stand. With the stand, it's very easy to move up and down. It does come all the way out, so you got to be careful. You don't want to go too high, so you probably want to leave about 6 inches in. So that would be about as high as I would do it. But again, that's a pretty good height. Probably my favorite feature of this stand is the head mechanism. And you can get this, I believe, with a mechanism that has a spring. I've used those in the past, and for home mechanic, I would recommend this type. So the way this works is you can close this, and then you turn the crank and tighten it down on the frame. And then if you want to release it, I turn it about half a turn, and you can pop it up like that with the release. The reason I recommend this is because I have a few different bikes, and some bikes I will clamp by the seat tube, some I clamp by the top tube, some I may even clamp on the actual frame seat tube. So I said seat tube before, but I meant the seat post. So a lot of people will clamp by the seat post, but sometimes I'll have like a bag or something on the back and I want to clamp by the top tube. With this mechanism, it's really easy just to adjust it for different sizes. So I can open it up, and if I wanted to do a really big part of the frame, I could do that, or just crank it down for a smaller part. And I actually will close it before I crank, so about right there, and then just crank it down. The work stand will also pivot, so you can undo this lever here, and I can rotate, which is really great for working on different parts of the bike. Or if you're cleaning it and you want to rotate it in different directions, and then when you get it to the position you want, you can just turn this, lock it down, and it's going to hold it in that position. The work stand does have legs that will fold up, which is nice for putting the work stand maybe in the garage if you have to lay it flat, or maybe if you want to put it in an SUV or a truck, you can fold it up a little bit. It's a nice feature, but if you're trying to, sometimes I'll have a bike in a stand and I'm trying to move it and set the stand back up. You got to kind of get the stand, you got to kick these out. Sometimes if it's on grass or unlevel ground, it's a little bit of a pain, but not too bad. That's probably my only complaint of the stand, is it's sometimes just hard to really quickly move and set up. Sometimes I have set up a bike and the legs aren't spread all the way out, and it'll start to fall over. So you just got to make sure that you get the legs spread out before you walk away from the stand. This stand also uses the Eccentric End Cap, so they're thinner on one side and thicker on the other side. And the reason that you would want to have those is so that you can rotate them to get the stand perfectly level. Now I'm using this stand on grass or on a driveway and moving it a lot, so I really don't use those. But if you had it sitting in one place and it was a little bit off level, you could rotate these and just get it a little bit more level to keep the stand from rocking. Now I use this stand a lot for cleaning my bike, and you can see in there that the bolt, the main bolt that holds the mechanism onto the head mechanism onto the stand, is a little bit rusted. So I put some WD-40 on it, but that's another little slight complaint. I wish they would have used a more stainless steel type material, because again, a lot of people use a stand for cleaning. The construction and durability of the stand is really good. I've used another version of this stand for years and years and years. The only reason I got rid of it is because I wanted this head mechanism that allowed just a really quick adjustment. The one I had before actually had plastic knobs, and you had to unscrew them and then screw them into a different size to adjust for different bikes. It was really a pain. So That's why I got this one. But again, that stand lasted me forever. So this is a very durable stand, even though it's probably a little bit more of a home mechanic than there's just the really burly ones that you see in a bike shop. It's still one that's going to last you a very long time. I cleaned countless numbers of bikes with this, doused it with water on a weekly basis, and it has held up great. I do have a little bit of a rust. The paint was just a little thin in some areas, so just a little bit of rust. And if you do pick up one of these stands, it does come with a little bit of assembly required. It comes in a box, and you really just have to put these brackets on when you get it, and you would put the legs onto the main part of the stand, and then kind of just put this part of the head assembly in. But it probably took me about 15 minutes to do, so not much assembly. But again, this is a stand that I would really recommend to someone who does a lot of work on your bike, any kind of work on your bike, even cleaning. It makes a huge difference. So again, Park PCS-4, one that comes with my highest recommendation for the home mechanic. Thanks for watching.